The end of 2020, a year we'll never forget.
It's been a pretty bad year for everyone, but I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'm happy to say goodbye.
COVID-19 turned into the 2020 pandemic. And as we enter a new year, it's once again causing major disruptions to our lives as another outbreak escalates across 2 states. The 7 minutes fireworks display, set to an all-Aussie soundtrack, still held a touching tribute to frontline workers, even though they couldn't be there in person. And no one else could either. Inner city councils like Waverley Council and the Inner West Council decided to close their parks and public spaces ahead of New Year's Eve because they felt they couldn't organise the event in time. The situation was changing very rapidly. But here on vantage points in ovals and parks where you can see the fireworks, usually these places are just packed with people. Tonight, not so much. The police presence was substantial, with the added task of enforcing public health orders. They may not have had to deal with huge crowds, but with household gatherings limited to 5 people, they warned anyone holding big house parties to expect a knock at the door.
This is about community safety from our perspective, COVID safety and ensuring that people have an enjoyable night.
The last thing we want is to welcome in 2021 with a super spreading event.
Outdoor gatherings were limited to 30 people, with some making the most of it as the rain cleared later in the night. Others took a more cautious approach.
I'm going to head out before the crowds, but yeah, I think it's definitely a concern with the the rising cases and unknown cases.
I mean, we could have an even worse 2021. I know how pessimist that sounds, but it could be even worse. But yeah, happy to say goodbye to it though.
Just glad to move forward and see what happens next year.
A new year and a new hope that in 2021 life gets that little bit easier.
Happy New Year!
Kenny Heatley, Sky News.